Today we're tackling the holy grail of vegan cuisine, mac and cheese. Let's do this. Listen, the way I see it, there are three types of mac and cheese that we know and love. The I'm tired and I need something to eat pronto, sort of out of the box version. The lighter version that hits all those flavor notes but takes maybe a little bit longer to make. And the fancy version, the one you bring to potlucks. We've got something for everybody today. The oil-free folks, the nut-free folks, the I don't know how to cook folks. But with that said, enough talking, let's cook. So you're gonna start off with a cup of cashews, 3/4 cup of oat flour. Take your regular oatmeal and put it in a blender. It's gonna create this sort of fine powder. So go ahead and put that in there. Next we have 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. Got 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 teaspoons of mustard powder, and 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And then we're gonna go ahead and blend it. So now you can take this, store it for later. Let's turn this into a wonderful mac and cheese. So grab your pot, take your mix and add 2/3 cup. Grab 2 cups of your favorite plant-based milk and go ahead and whisk that in. Now that this is simmered, we're gonna add our pasta. Then we're gonna stir this up. Oh yeah, this is looking good. So and then we're gonna add some peas and serve. All right, check that out. So for the next mac and cheese recipe, we're actually gonna start by dicing some onions and some garlic. Now this doesn't have to be really diced. It actually can be roughly chopped. What we're gonna be doing is actually blending these all together after we cook them, so the actual size of the pieces doesn't matter, just really give it a rough chop. It does not have to be super symmetrical. Take out our cooktop again. We're gonna add a little bit of oil here, maybe like, I don't know, a tablespoon, just to make sure that the onions and garlic cook well without sticking to the bottom of the pot. Now that we have sauteed up our onions and mushrooms, we're gonna go ahead and add them to a blender. And then we're gonna add the following. So 1.5 cups of stock, 1 cup of soaked cashews. Now I soaked these overnight and then drained them. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, a teaspoon of cumin. It's gonna give some earthy flavor to this. 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 tablespoons nutritional yeast, boom! And about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, so now we just blend this bad boy up. Put the sauce in, we're gonna just get it warm, maybe medium, low, just get it kind of steamy. And then we're gonna go ahead and add in our pasta. Go ahead and plate this bad boy. I picked fusilli because the spirals hold the sauce, so when you bite into it, you get more sauce per noodle. This is, I don't have the wrapper, but this is Violife brand. Can you ever have too much Parmesan? I doubt it. Oh yeah. Noodle down! So for the third and final recipe, we're gonna make our fancy mac and cheese. So we're gonna start with 1 3/4 cups of soy milk, 1/4 cup of tapioca flour, 1/4 cup of nooch, 1 tablespoon of miso, 1/4 cup of veggie oil. I used avocado oil here, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then lactic acid. Now you can use a teaspoon of lemon juice here. Now you really wanna keep stirring this slowly over time, so you don't wanna like turn this on and walk away. We added our pasta. It's all mixed in. It is looking fantastic. This is the fancy one, so we're gonna take it a step further. We're gonna pour as much as we can of this into this oven-safe dish. Go ahead and smooth this out. Now go ahead and take some breadcrumbs. I toasted these up with about 2 or so tablespoons of butter. So I put the butter down first, melted that, and then added the breadcrumbs. So the oil is gonna help these toast really well. So we're gonna go ahead and be generous here. We don't have to use the full cup. Now we're gonna go pop this in the oven at 325 for 15 minutes. We did it. We have our easy mac, the one you come home and you just want to have something really quick. We got our medium mac, the one that takes a little bit more time but is also still really simple. And then we have our breadcrumb, ooey gooey mac. It's really good. It's not a gourmet version. We're of course sacrificing a little bit of the taste for convenience here. And then we have the regular mac. This is kind of the perfect in between of these two. Woo! What's cool about this one is the chili powder and the cumin and the cashews come together and just make it a really fatty flavor. Now we've got the bad boy. So it's not really a contest here. This is the best one. That said, it's also the most time consuming. If I could do this all over again with the Easy Mac, I would use a blender to blend the seasoning mix. There were a bit of chunks of cashew in here, so a high-powered blender would probably work the best. All right, well, that's the three. I'm gonna go enjoy this myself. So there you have it, mac and cheese, 3 different ways. What's fun about this is the ingenuity that goes into replacing the cheese itself. Like, who would have thought that blending cashews, onions, and garlic would create this beautiful creamy sauce that's so good? And that brings me to my main point. There are a million ways you can make this. You can make it with steamed carrots and potatoes, for instance. I've seen that. But the point is that you try out different recipes, you get in the kitchen, and next thing you know, you're gonna have your own version that you can whip up without even looking at a recipe. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and as always, be nice to each other and keep cooking.